In July of 1776, a brave group of rebels decided they'd had enough of King George's tyranny. The patriots who founded this nation were rebelling from the idea that had dominated world history up until their revolution, that one king should rule over one giant poor civilization. You see, kings have always maintained their power by deceiving the poor. The poor cry out, "How will we eat?" And the king's solution is always the same: let us tax the rich. And the rich get poorer, and the poor get poorer, and the only one who gets rich is the king. This was the society that our forefathers declared independence from in 1776. They wrote a constitution that would limit the power of government. They created a marketplace that was free, because nothing spreads true wealth like competition. And it was by no accident that these ideas created the wealthiest society the world has ever known. It was the free market that created the automobile, the airplane, the air conditioner. It was the free market that created the very device that you're watching this video on. Only capitalism can provide the upward mobility for the meekest among us to break the shackles of poverty and rise into the middle class. This is what we call the American dream. And Republicans have always been the champions of capitalism. But in recent history, we've done a terrible job of articulating these values to a new audience. The truth is, today, Black Americans know very little about the Republican Party. Republicans have spent too long cowering behind closed doors and acting ashamed of the very values that made America the shining city on a hill. Today, I'm happy to announce that I've been asked to serve as the honorary chairman of the Free at Last PAC, because I believe the Republican Party has conceded the black vote for long enough. Currently, over 90% of Black Americans vote exclusively for Democrats, despite the fact that the values of the Republican Party far better represent the values of the Black community. These are family, prayer, less taxes, better schools, empowering small businesses, gun ownership. The Free at Last PAC will reach into the Black community and articulate those values that fuel the American dream. We will be silent no more. And we will also recruit Black Republicans to run for higher office, because Democrat leadership has failed the Black community. Truth is undeniable. Evil may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. I promise you that one day it will be impossible for Black Americans to deny the truth about this liberal nanny state. Because in the near future, a government that spends $3 for every 2 it takes in will go bankrupt, and the grocery store will say no thank you to those food stamps. The Medicaid card won't work at the emergency room, and those welfare checks won't cash. It is my solemn hope, and the hope of millions just like me, that the Black community can come to grips with the truth now before it's too late, while we can still save ourselves. After all, what was God's plan for our people? Is this why God delivered us from the wilderness of slavery? So that able-bodied men could sit on the porch all day, drinking liquor? Was it God's plan that we would merely trade one plantation for another? People have been too afraid to speak truth to power. But I'm not afraid. Wake up, my brothers and sisters of the American community. Liberalism has nearly destroyed Black America, and now it's time for Black America to return the favor. The Bible says, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free."
Please join the cause today at freeatlastpac.com.